Zach Tucker here at East Forsyth, getting you ready for the high school football playoffs. This week we have a matchup in the 4A bracket between East Forsyth and Page. We are joined now by Eagles head coach, Coach Willert. Coach, thanks so much for being with us today. Your team last week had a big-time matchup with West Forsyth, ended up winning that game, winning the CPC championship as well. Tell me a little bit about that and, the excitement of being in the playoffs.
Yeah, what a great game that was. Obviously you guys had us on TV. Just exciting. What a back and forth game. Emotionally, probably one of the most challenging games I've ever been in. But just so proud of my coaches and my players. There were so many times we could have probably cashed it in, and my players and my assistant coaches just did a great job of pushing through.
To win the CPC championship again, what's that like? And does that kind of add a little bit more of a confidence boost heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people didn't pick us to win. A lot of people thought we were the underdogs. We kind of had a chip on our shoulder because of that, and I really do. I think every game we believe more, and we're getting better every week.
So let's talk about that West Forsyth game. Early on, they scored on a big-time touchdown, went for the onside kick. The Titans recovered that. So you guys had a lot going against you early on, but just somehow you guys flipped the switch. Even going back to the Mount Tabor game, you guys were kind of exchanging blow for blow and ended up pulling that game out as well. What do you think that says about the character of your team?
We've just grown so much since week one. The guys have really bought in. We have young guys, new guys that believe in our process here at East. They've gotten to know each other. The chemistry's better. We got a lot of new coaches on staff. Our defense coordinator, Derek Bryant, has done a great job, and everybody's starting to gel. It's just right now we're playing our best football, and hopefully we can keep it going here in the playoffs.
And talk about one of your players, your quarterback, Bryce Baker, UNC commit. He can kind of move around in the pocket, pick up some yards with his legs, but he's also good at throwing some darts as well. What's it like to have that stability at the quarterback position?
Well, I think that was a big thing Friday against West Forsyth. He usually doesn't run very often. The last couple of weeks, he's starting to run a little bit more, and then obviously Friday night he had a great game running. Not designed runs, but scrambles and extending plays and just making plays. Him and the wide receiver core, they're just doing great right now. And then we got a great stable of running backs, but it all starts with our offensive line.
And, of course, big-time matchup tonight. A little bit of a triad rivalry, if you will, an old conference opponent in Page. Tell me a little bit about the Pirates and some of the keys to victory tonight.
Well, obviously Doug does a great job over there coaching. He's one of the best in the business, so we know they're going to be very well coached. Page has a lot of pride, and they got a lot of history. They've won a bunch of state titles over there. We used to play them. We used to fight all the time. I think it was the Metro 4A conference. So it would be nice to play them again. It's been a while since we played them. It will be a slugfest. They are very physical, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
The game tonight will be played at home. Here at East Forsyth, you guys call your home field the Nest.
Yep.
What do you think it'd be like to have, the home field advantage in this matchup?
Yeah, we told the kids going into last Friday to have this home field advantage tonight at the Nest is so important. And if things go right, we can be playing at the Nest for a couple or maybe even 3 weeks. So it's so important because our 12th man out there, our crowds are great. Our crowds always great. We traveled great over to West Forsyth, so a big benefit for us to be home here at the Nest.
And during your tenure here at East Forsyth, you guys have had a plethora of playoff runs, even reached the mountaintop a few times, winning some state championships as well. What does it take to be that top dog when it's all said and done?
Well, you need some luck. You need to stay healthy, and you need to be peaking at the right time. And right now, I feel like we're peaking at the right time. We're a little banged up right now, but hopefully we can get healthy, and you just need a little bit of luck every once in a while.
Now, a lot of people know about your success as a coach, even here at East Forsyth, just overall. But what's one thing that the fans don't know about you?
That I love chickens. We just got a bunch of chickens at our house, my wife Katie and I, and we're kind of raising chickens now. That's my one thing I don't do besides football. That's my hobby.
So you got some fresh eggs for breakfast?
Well, we're getting there. We got young chickens right now. We're starting to get the eggs. I needed a hobby, something different than football. I don't hunt. I don't fish. I don't do anything like that. I like walking through the woods, so now I can get my exercise in the woods, and then I can pretend I'm a farmer and have my eggs and chickens.
Awesome, yeah, cool. Well, what's your final message to all the fans out there before kickoff tonight?
Hey, I need them here tonight. I need us to be loud And I need that 12th man to make the difference tonight, and I know Eagle Nation will be there for us.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks so much for your time, Coach. I appreciate it. Good luck tonight and the rest of the way.
Thanks for everything you guys do. You guys are awesome.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and check in on what's happening over at Page. Joining us now, we have the Pirates head coach, Coach Robertson. Coach, not to quote a Annie Williams Christmas song here, but you could say it is the most wonderful time of the year, playoff football season for high school athletics. How exciting is it to finally be here for playoff football?
Well, it's great. You're part of 64 teams with the same vision to win it all, and you start the year with over 100 teams or 120 teams, whatever it is, and you try to get to the 64, and we were able to get to that, and so was East, and so it's a nice time of year. It's a reward for hopefully a good season that you had. Now it's time. Now it's win or go home. So it's definitely a finality to it. So it makes it fun, but adds a little more pressure too.
Now, your team this year had a little bit of a slow start with the non-conference play, but really picked it up whenever it came to the conference play, picked up some key wins, went on to finish third in the conference. What does that really say about the character of your team?
Well, I think it says a lot about us. I think we stuck to the plan. We played some really good people early on, and we knew that. We had a young team, so we're kind of growing, and I think we've gotten better every week. I think we've yet to play our best game, which is a good thing. So hopefully that comes Friday against East. It'll certainly have to have a chance to win. So I really like where our team's at, but I'd like us to play our best game Friday.
When you look back at the regular season, was there any sort of a turning point at any time?
Well, I think the first win we had against Southwest, we won in a tough football game, 22-19, which kind of led us to a couple more wins there in a row. And we had a tough loss with Northwest, and we came back from that. So we were able to come back from losses, defeats better, I think, and showed the true character of our team, which I think we have a lot of good guys on this team.
One of the guys that you guys rely on is Maurice Andrews at the running back position. Just a couple of yards away from 1,000 yards of rushing season, and really a little less than 100 yards from 2,000 career rushing yards here at Page. What's it like to have a guy like that at the running back position and someone that you can kind of lean on? It's
been great. Maurice has been somebody we can hand it off to. We know we can get 5 yards a lot of times. That's what he's averaging. He's a 1,000-yard rusher around this year in 10 games. Like you said, last year he had almost 1,000. He's kind of been a stalwart in the backfield for us, and certainly that offensive line has done a lot of good things to help him open up some holes. But certainly a guy we like on our side for sure, and he'll be a big part of what we do Friday.
Yeah, and so we've got a big-time matchup tonight against East Forsyth. Tell me a little bit about the Eagles and what it's going to take to win the game.
Well, they're very talented, and Coach Willard and his staff do a great job. They play extremely hard, which is a bad combination if you're playing them. They play hard and they're talented. We're going to try to be very good at what we do, and because they're going to be good at what they do. And hopefully we get a few breaks that go our way. Turnover here, turnover there could help and swing the game either way. But they're real solid at receiver and very explosive at offense period. Their running backs are really good. Quarterback's really coming along and playing really well, and is committed to Carolina, I think. And then defensively, they fly around and make you really stressed about what you're doing on offense as they stun a lot and play man coverage. So it's a big test for us. Should be fun.
Now, it's been a few years since East Forsyth and Page have played against each other, but a few years back, you guys were actually conference opponents. So what's it going to be like just to play East again?
I think it's a neat matchup. When you get to the playoffs, you think far away, but I like the fact we're not playing anybody in our league. I always didn't like to do that. You always don't want to play anybody in your league. And East being this close, if we have to go on the road, it's obviously a good thing for us, only 40 minutes down the road, just to go to Kernersville. So I think it's a good matchup for both teams. It's a game that used to be played, like you said. Obviously, fairly familiar, at least in the past. Obviously not in the last few years, 3 or 4 years we hadn't played. So a little bit of unfamiliarity too, which is good for the playoffs.
Now, from a head coaching perspective, what's it like coaching in the playoffs versus the regular season?
I just think you got, it's not that you don't spend a lot more time on film, but you spend a little more time on film. You break down your opponent just a little bit more. You know that if you don't win, you're going home. So I think that adds a little more of the preparation even and ramps up. So I think just trying to managing, not practicing too much, not practicing enough, and making sure your team's fresh and healthy, ready to go for a Friday. All those things matter when you're trying to prepare for a long 6-week run as we're in now.
So as we've been talking about, the game tonight will be at East Forsyth, but here at Page, you guys are one of a handful of teams here in the Triad that have a turf football field. You know, it's kind of been the topic of discussion of having a turf field really at the NFL, college, and high school level. What are your thoughts about having a turf field?
It's been nice for us. You know, we have a place to practice when it's not so good weather. It's a consistent surface. A lot of people say the injuries are maybe a little more. I don't necessarily buy into that because we hadn't had anything like that happen to us, you know, in the short term, at least when we've had it. I think the other thing is, as you start to go into playoffs and it's late in the year, a lot of these high school grass fields are not real good either. You know, you're playing on mud, dirt, really thin grass that's died out. So a lot of those studies, I think, are shown maybe when the grass is plush, not when they see these high school fields when they've already beaten down from all the play we've had on this year. So it'd be interesting to see the difference there. But we've had no injuries that we feel like was caused by turf versus grass here. So it's really a nice surface.
Now, a lot of people know you as Coach Robertson for your role with the football team here, but what's maybe something that the fans don't know about you?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I'm an avid sports fan. I think you'd probably figure that out, but I enjoy other things too. I like to play golf. I like to watch movies. It's my relaxation time, you know, so I'm not a reader, so I like to watch stuff and watch. So I like to be entertained. I like to go to shows. I like to go to the movies and enjoy other stuff other than sports. But I love, you find me a lot of times on the golf course if I have any free time. This is not a good time of year for golf, so not very good at it, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat a nice day on the golf course when the weather's perfect. But like you said, it is kind of wonky this time of the year with the weather.
Yeah, it is, and I don't have the time. You know, it's 80-hour weeks takes golf out of the picture. You know, you're basically working, eating, and sleeping literally. So it does, but I enjoy it when I get a chance to.
Yeah. So kickoff tonight is set for 7 p.m. over at East Forsyth, but what's your final message to all the Pirates fans out there?
Well, just come out and watch it. I think we're a fun bunch to watch. We play hard. You know, we're going to play hard. Hopefully we're well coached and we look like we've practiced all week, and just look forward to the challenge. You know, we hadn't played our last game out against a really good opponent in Grimsley. We didn't play too well, so we got a lot of. I challenged our kids on Monday. You know, we have to show that we belong, and I'm excited about the opportunity, another chance here at the end of the season to show we belong and our young team's kind of advanced.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time, Coach Robertson.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, and good luck tonight and the rest of the way of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. And for more Inside the Headset content, subscribe to the ABC 45 YouTube channel.